what the big deal about Cracker Jack is. Did you ever go and buy a pack of Cracker Jack thinking you're going to get a prize and find no prize in the box?
You got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me.
Freehand is beating his net at the plate. Crawford is over there watching. Good see, sir. You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on. Oh, I must be in the front row.
Later in that fateful fourth inning, your boy Miguel Vargas hit what looked like potentially a home run, but it looked like an easy double off the wall. But out of nowhere, as he is wont to do, as we've seen many times, including many times in this series, PCA just almost made what would have been one of the most historic, spectacular catches in crosstown history. But it's almost like he overran it. I've looked at the replay a bunch of times for a bunch of different reasons, but the ball almost was like behind his glove. He got to the wall and got past it. I kind of can't believe he didn't catch it the way he got, where he was, where his glove was by the time he actually got there. I thought there was, in fact, StatCast said there was 0% chance that anyone would catch that ball, but I think he should have caught that. Again, it would have been, the most crazy highlight, but he was there. I think he kind of hit the wall, and that may have like jarred his vision or whatever. That was a ball that any center fielder shouldn't have been at. It was hit to the right center, mostly towards right, and should have been Seiya Suzuki's ball, but he was nowhere in the picture. He was going to be backing it up, which was fortunate he did. But PCA crashed into the wall. The ball goes bouncing. I think you tied. I know it was a double for Vargas. I think you tied the game on that. Fortunately, Suzuki was there to throw it in, so it was limited to a double, but that could have been inside the Parker. But that wasn't. Go ahead.
I think we took the lead at that point, right? Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Or it doesn't matter. We tied the game. Yeah, that's right. The 2 runs scored, and then it was 4-4, right?
Yeah, okay. So PCA was kind of sitting on the warning track after colliding with the wall. I didn't know if he had a head injury or what was going on. He confirmed that he was not injured or concussed or dazed or anything from hitting the wall. He was just literally processing the idea that he missed that ball. He was sure he was going to catch it, but he fucked it up, which is unfortunate for many reasons. But that moment, a White Sox fan they call it, what is that area called? We used to call it the bullpen bar.
The Miller Lite Landing, or
that's what it used to be called. It's got a new name now, but anyway, that is a really, really fucking cool area that the White Sox built. I mean, this is 20 years ago they started that, where fans can get right up against the fence. You can have
the beer cave. I think it is now.
It's probably changed.
Whatever. We'll just call it the beer.
Minutia. You got to get past this minutia. The nuts and bolts of this story. It's the idea is it's not a wall; it's a fence where the fans can sit right behind the chain link fence, and you're right eye to eye with the players, which is just amazing. In fact, you and I, including Ed Petro, and I forget who the fourth of our group was there, where we had that picnic table right up against the fence and watched. That was Cub Sox.
That was Summer Shandy Day, the first time we ever had.
Shandy. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Jesus. Yeah, there's a reason you forgot about it.
Yeah, exactly. I learned about the beauties. That was probably the last time I ever had a summer shandy because there was a lot of them. But it was a super hot day. We were in the sun all day. Shandies were the perfect thing for that day.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. We had that picnic table and like literally I could touch the fence. If I put my hand through the fence, I could shake hands with whoever your right fielder was at the time. It's just amazing. I think they've either expanded that since then or they've modified it. Because now it looks like it's below field level. It's not that your feet are at the same level as the warning track there.
That's if you're in that area where you get the pregame picnic. And then
this is the area in question. And so that is a little bit different than what I'm talking about. I don't know how you get into that, but apparently there was an engagement party, a private party that had rented out that space as this is like what they refer to as a mixed couple. A Cubs fan is marrying a Sox fan. And apparently the White Sox fan, the the bride-to-be had planned this all along. She was actually interviewed by the Sun-Times, and she said that she planned this engagement party specifically to use this venue because she wanted to talk shit to PCA. She was like ready to talk shit.
I respect that.
Yeah, I mean that's some foresight right there. That her whole idea. She's not concerned about getting married. She just wants to talk shit about PCA. And if you look at the footage, she is actually surrounded by Cubs fans. It's her. It's revealed that it's her. I think at least one or two brothers and her fiance. They're all wearing like Sosa jerseys, or they're all in Cubs gear. She was not in like necessarily Sox gear. Callahan just got here. He's throwing shit around my kitchen. I can hear. But it was clear she was a White Sox fan. What's going on? Nothing. Oh, here he comes. Fuck. It's our obligatory Callahan cameo.
I'd have him come dressed as a cop because that would be easy. But I think you'd pick up on it.
Yeah, I'd figure that out.
I'm telling you, he really should be in Aladdin 2 live action. He could be the genie.
He can't hear you, but I'll pass that along.
I know. I'll pass that along.
But the bride-to-be's evil plot actually was working perfectly as PCA had this almost amazing catch right in front of them. Actually, if you look at the footage, she's not in the frame where he hits the wall and then is eventually just sitting there. But you can see her running over about 20 feet to get in front of him, which she was ready to talk her shit. It worked so well that it is now gone viral that she's being interviewed by the Sun-Times. It is making PCA look terrible because he used some bad words towards the bride-to-be, and it's unfortunate. What's weird is it's either her brother or the fiance or somebody standing right next to her was ready for this because they put the footage that they were recording on their phone on social media, and you can see she says, "You suck," and then he replies with, "You can fucking suck my dick, bitch," which is kind of a nuclear reaction, but you kind of understand it. Not understand it, but at least it makes some sense because it was such an emotionally charged moment. He's sitting there. He sees this lady run over just to talk shit to him. What I find interesting is in the footage, you can see her starting in the game footage, not the cell phone that was leaked. In the game footage, you can see her while he's sitting on the ground. She runs up and starts yelling at him, says something, and then he starts to get up. And that's when the cell phone coverage starts. They cleverly edited out whatever she first said to him to begin with. Not that it matters, but I'm just saying that be careful with anything from social media because you don't get the full context. And it's clear she said something before, "You suck," and then he had his violent retort, which is caught on social media. He's since he regrets it. He was interviewed after the game about it. He's like, "Yeah, some fan was talking shit to me and I talked shit back."
Yep.
And he's been more remorseful since then. He's like, this is a terrible look because he wants kids to look up to him, but he's like, they're gonna go on social media and find it, I'm sure. So he apologized about it, but it just as emotionally charged the situation was or anything. It just players cannot win if they respond in any way. And he responded in the worst way. I mean, at least he wasn't doing any violent gestures towards his crotch or anything like that, which would have been caught on TV. But it was a bad look. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I think you and I have heard much worse things. I'm not sure if we've said much worse things to players or had players say that back to us. I think we've probably gotten players to respond, but never to that level. And it was before we were recording everything with our cell phones just to go viral. But I don't know if you ever been in a situation, anything like that.
No, I think most players, I mean, I think you're right in that he was annoyed because he thought he should have caught the ball, and he's young. Young, and you have to, but you just have to keep a level head in these situations because most of these players, and I think this is really the first year this series has ramped up again, and these guys are all new to it, right?
Yeah.
Everyone in this situation on the White Sox side,
Yeah, for sure,
and the Cubs side, and the White Sox players are going to hear some shit when they get to Wrigley now, because there's going to be revenge seeking,
for sure,
and they're all young. Everyone, like most people are, the Sox are like the second youngest team or the first, one or two in baseball, and you just got to keep a level head. Now, the veterans who had done it, they got shit all the time, and they would always laugh about it and whatever. Like, Ozzy. I mean, Ozzy's the fucking funniest dude about the whole situation. What did he buy? He bought the Ozzy Mows Your Lawn.
Ozzy Mows Wrigley Field.
Oh, yeah. But like
he's the best.
While I don't love PCA, I think
no, you don't.
He thinks too much of himself, and he hasn't earned that right yet.
Correct.
At the same time, his age, I probably would have done the same thing. I'm going to be honest. The problem is he's probably going to get fined now by baseball.
There's been talk about that today on Chicago Sports Talk Radio, and I could see a fine. But if there's no reason suspension,
no, that's a little much.
That would be insane, and that would have to be appealed, because this was not on the typical broadcast. There was no. That's why I mentioned there was no obscene gestures from him. He didn't flip her off. He didn't grab his crotch or anything like that. He said some mean words that were not captured on the broadcast. This is all. The only reason we know this is because someone in that engagement party recorded it and put it out on social media. So
what's even crazier about it? If it's one of the brothers who were Cubs fans, why would they even record it and put it out and get their own player in trouble?
It's hard to say. I think it's hard to say. I mean, unless they're really into just going viral. That's just how the new generation is.
I guess it is.
Whatever the cost, they're ready for it. I brought up the venue specifically because that I think is a factor in this, because as PCA's sitting on the warning track there, she's at eye level with him. Like,
it's like you're in someone's face.
Yeah, it's literally like two, maybe 4 feet away through a chain link fence. So it is not a typical. That's not a typical ballpark situation. That's what's so cool about that venue. But it's also what's so unique about it that I don't think could even be recreated at Wrigley. You're just never going to be that close or eye to eye in that situation. He was definitely feeling vulnerable at that moment. That may have also led to the escalation. But
a little history for you about that whole concept. Like Bill Veeck actually created that concept at Old Comiskey.
Oh, was it there?
It used to be in left field, and it was just it was a spot to get concessions. And
wasn't seating necessarily?
No, there were some picnic tables set up right by a chain link fence that was like 2 sections that you could sit if you went down there, bought some food, you could go sit down and watch the view at
so it wasn't a ticketed area. It was just a place.
No, not back then. No, it was just a place to get concessions. And when that was like, for me, when I was a kid and we would do that, every now and then I'd be to my dad. I'm like, hey, can we go down there and sit there for a couple innings? And, it's not at times. And I think this from sitting, well, actually it was a little bit different because you were actually under the seats. So you had part of the field cut off. The new version, you can kind of see the whole field, so it's not that big of a deal.
Well, that's why you and I went there on multiple occasions, just because it was such a cool place to watch it. We'd even choose to go down there like halfway through a game. We'd have tickets wherever in the bleachers, or on the outfield, and then just like, they had it set up at a time where you could just go down to the bullpen bar or whatever they called it, and just all of a sudden have the best seats in the house. So it's a cool thing, but it's also I want to point out how that's such a unique thing that I think that directly led to why this has become a story.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
One guy poured beer all over my head. The guy said, how can you take that? I said, look, that man didn't do nothing. He poured some beer on my head. He's just showing he's a White Sox fan. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Sparky, a million thanks for, as always, the most interesting interview. And now today, let's just have a lot of thrilling baseball and not so many fisticuffs.